Hiya, welcome back to the Rugby League History channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video about the history of the World Club Challenge. This is a video that I've wanted to do for quite a while now. As we all know, the World Club Challenge starts again this Saturday between Penrith and Wigan at the DW Stadium. It's going to be a huge game, but I'm going to talk about the history of the competition dating all the way back to 1976. So let's crack on with the rest of the video. The World Club Challenge unofficially began in 1976 in a match between Eastern Suburbs and St Helens. This match was proposed as a merely one-off game and was played at the Sydney Cricket Ground in the middle of the New South Wales Rugby League season in 1976. St Helens would play two warm-up matches against Queensland and Auckland. Following on from this, Eastern Suburbs challenged both sides who had defeated St Helens. Queensland declined the offer, but Auckland accepted and were defeated 26 points to 22. The match between St Helens and Eastern Suburbs was played in front of a good crowd of 26,856, with Eastern Suburbs winning the match 25 points to 2 in convincing fashion. Because the 1976 clash was a standalone game, there were no immediate plans for a follow-up match the next season or indeed any in the foreseeable future. In 1987, another unofficial World Club Challenge would take place, this time between Wigan and Manly Warringah at Central Park. Over 36,000 spectators would flock into Wigan's Central Park, with Wigan winning the match in a bruising encounter 8 points to 2. Manly captain Paul Vartan would later claim that his side's loss came down to the team's attitude towards the match, saying that Manly treated the fixture as an opportunity to travel to England for a holiday where they would continue their grand final celebrations. The first official World Club Challenge began in 1989 between Widnes and Canberra. Played in front of a crowd of 30,786 at Old Trafford, Widnes would defeat Canberra 30 points to 18. Following on from this, the World Club Challenge became more of a regular fixture. In 1991, Penrith travelled to Anfield in Liverpool to take on Wigan, where Wigan would win 21 points to 4 in convincing fashion in front of 20,152 supporters. In 1992, Brisbane became the second Australian team and the first team officially from Australia to win the World Club Challenge, where they defeated Wigan 22 points to 8 at Central Park. In 1994, however, Wigan travelled to Australia to play against Brisbane, who were the back-to-back New South Wales Rugby League premiers. In a massive upset, Wigan would defeat Brisbane 20 points to 14 in front of a crowd of 54,220. With the outbreak of Australia's Super League War in 1995, the World Club Challenge was not staged again to 1997, when the competition were restructured to include 22 clubs from the Australian competition and the European Super League. The 12 clubs that were part of the ARL competition did not participate. With 6 rounds split over 2 hemispheres and £1 million worth of prize money, the competition was reportedly a failure with over £5 million lost. This, coupled with the poor ratings and attendances in both Australia and Europe, led to the competition being postponed for 2 years. Brisbane would win the 1997 World Club Challenge, defeating Hunter Mariners in Auckland. This would be Hunter Mariners' last ever game as a club as well. The competition would not be revived for another 3 years, and following on from this, in 2000, after it began again, it became a regular fixture annually, with Melbourne and St Helens competing in the revived competition in the 2000 season at Wigan, where Melbourne defeated St Helens 44 points to 6. Following on from this, St Helens pulled off a massive upset in 2001, defeating Brisbane 20 points to 18 at the Reebok Stadium in Bolton. For the next 10 years, the World Club Challenge would exclusively be played in England, with the Super League sides dominating the tournament, winning 7 of the 9 matches. This led to some Australian commentators blaming the one-sided nature of the tournament on the fact that English teams would refuse to play the match outside of England, the effects of jet lag on the Australian teams that arrived in England only a couple of days before the match, and the wintry conditions as reasons for Australia's poor performance in the competition. In mid-2012, a working party was established to look into the feasibility of conducting the match in either a neutral or Australian venue, and also looking into the possibility of expanding the tournament. In February 2013, the changes to the tournament were gaining momentum, with the NRL and Super League agreeing to begin alternating the World Club tournament between England and Australia. These changes were finally confirmed in November 2013, with both parties agreeing that the 2014 World Club Challenge would be held in Australia for the first time since 1994. In the 2014 World Club Challenge, Wigan would travel to Australia and play against the Sydney Roosters at the SFS, with Eastern Suburbs winning comfortably 36 points to 14. The match was played in front of a good crowd of 31,515. In September 2014, it was announced that the World Club Challenge name would be changed to the World Club Series, with 6 clubs participating, 3 from Super League, 3 from the NRL. The first winners of this rebranded competition would be South Sydney, who would defeat St Helens 39-0 at Langtree Park in front of 17,980 spectators. Other clubs to participate in this rebranded tournament were St George, Warrington and Brisbane. St George would defeat Warrington 18 points to 12, meanwhile Brisbane would defeat Wigan 14 points to 12. The World Club Series would continue in 2016, with North Queensland winning the final 38 points to 4 over Leeds at Headingley. Other matches that were played were Brisbane defeating Wigan 42 points to 12 and Sydney Roosters defeating St Helens 38 points to 12. In 2017, only 4 clubs participated in the World Club Series. Warrington defeated Brisbane 27 points to 18. Meanwhile, in the final, Wigan would defeat Cronulla 22 points to 6 at the DW Stadium in front of 21,000 supporters. In 2018, the World Club Series was scrapped and the World Club Challenge, the just one match, was brought back, with Melbourne defeating Leeds 38 points to 4 at the Melbourne Rectangular Stadium, also known as Amy Park. In 2019 and 2020, Sydney Roosters went back-to-back in the World Club Challenge, firstly defeating Wigan 20 points to 8, and then in 2020 returned to England to defeat St Helens 20 points to 12. Due to the COVID pandemic in 2021 and 2022, the World Club Challenge was cancelled. In 2023, after much deliberation of where the final would be played, St Helens agreed to travel out to Australia to play Penrith at Penrith Stadium. St Helens would play a warm-up match against St George where they would win in not the most convincing fashion. However, in the final itself, played in front of 13,000 supporters, St Helens would defeat Penrith 13 points to 12 to pull off one of the biggest upsets in the competition's history. The 2024 World Club Challenge will see Wigan against Penrith, and this match will be played at the DW Stadium. Penrith will be looking to win their first World Club Challenge, having lost the previous 3 finals. Just looking at some records for the World Club Challenge, the most successful team in the competition's history is the Sydney Roosters, or Eastern Suburbs. They've played in 5 finals and won all 5. As for the English teams, the most successful team is Wigan. They've played in 8 finals, I should say. They've won 4 of those and lost 4. The biggest crowd to attend a World Club Challenge match was in 1994 at ANZ Stadium in Brisbane. 54,220 attended that match. The lowest attendance were in Auckland for the World Club Challenge that year between Brisbane and Hunter Mariners. Only 12,000 people attended that. The biggest ever winning margin in the World Club Challenge final were in 2015, where South Sydney defeated St Helens 39 points to 0. The highest scoring game came in 2005, where Leeds defeated Canterbury 39 points to 32. Also, the top try scorers in the World Club Challenge's history is held between 2 players, Brett Morris and Ryan Hall, that both scored 5 tries each. So that concludes my video on the history of the World Club Challenge. Thanks for tuning in. What do you make of this tournament? If you're an Australian viewer, do you just see this as like a pre-season friendly? Is it something that you take seriously? And for everyone else, is this a competition that you look forward to every year, or do you think it's something that should be kind of left in the past or scrapped? Let me know in the comment section below. Thanks to everyone that recently tuned in for the live stream with myself, Rugby League History and Wobble and Jaw Sports. On his channel we did a preview of the World Club Challenge. If you haven't seen it already, go and check it out. And thanks to everyone that's recently watched my videos, it's much appreciated. So thanks for tuning in. I've got more videos coming out in the future, but until then, tatty bye for now.